Summarize spoken text. You will hear a short lecture. Write a summary for a fellow student who is not present at the lecture. You should write 50 to 70 words. You will have 10 minutes to finish this task. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and on how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture.
Let's talk about listening skills. So, let's pay attention. There are several listening aptitudes, and these all depend on your relation and level of intimacy to who and what you are listening to. First off, there is sensitive listening. This is based on genuine requirements and needs of the speaker. By listening sensitively, one is empathetic, and this conveys concern for the speaker. Listeners do not give judgment or advice, but encourage the speaker. Analytic listening involves perception and a clear opinion. During analytical listening, a listener is more concerned about the possible intentions of the speaker as well as the words that are spoken. The listener is not concerned with body language, but analyzes the speaker's words and situation to make a judgment about the sincerity of the speaker. Both sensitive and analytical skills are used during attentive listening. The listener does not make judgments or offer advice, but waits and uses body language to let the speaker know that the listener is listening properly. Also, during attentive listening, the listener fires questions in an attempt to understand the speaker. Listening for fun and frolic involves attending to the sounds for mere fun. This basically means that when we listen for fun, we're looking to be entertained or to be affected emotionally. Listening to music is one of the most popular forms of fun listening. Listening to encouraging speakers, comedians, and such are examples of listening for fun.
Summarize spoken text. You will hear a short lecture. Write a summary for a fellow student who is not present at the lecture. You should write 50 to 70 words. You will have 10 minutes to finish this task. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and on how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture.
Food poisoning is a food-borne illness caused by the consumption of harmful bacteria, viruses, or other harmful particles through food and or water. Basically, bacterial infections are the main causes of food poisoning. There are many ways and reasons for food contamination. First and foremost is poor hygiene. If food is prepared with dirty hands, germs and bacteria can be passed on to the food. Utensils, dishes, pots and pans can also pass this on to the food. This is especially so if these items are not cleaned properly. Dairy products and other foods that require refrigeration and or freezing are supposed to be kept below certain temperatures. If they are kept at the wrong temperatures, they can become contaminated quickly. Raw fruit, vegetables, raw meat, and eggs are all foods that can be full of bacteria unless they are washed and or sterilized properly. Water is another source from where a number of diseases can pass on to the people. Water from a well or a river which is not properly sterilized or filtered is a major source of food poisoning, bacteria and germs. People who are already suffering from some medical ailments like kidney disease or diabetes are at a greater risk risk of getting foodborne illnesses. People who have weak immune systems and those who travel a lot and are mostly dependent on eating from outside of their homes are more prone to food and waterborne illnesses. Pregnant women should be extra cautious to avoid such kind of infections for the health of their babies.
Summarize spoken text. You will hear a short lecture. Write a summary for a fellow student who was not present at the lecture. You should write 50 to 70 words. You will have 10 minutes to finish this task. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and on how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture.
With the advent of information technology, the role of teachers in the classroom has also changed. No longer can the teachers be viewed simply as the dispenser of information. They now act as more as facilitators. They provide direction to students and guide their efforts in the learning process. They act as a support system and a rudder to direct their efforts in the right direction. Thus, when the students are working on varied assignments by using different technological devices, the teacher is present in the classroom and keeps assisting and directing the students in their varied assignments. Thus, teachers provide stimulation to the students to involve themselves in varied mental work. The use of technology has also increased peer tutoring among the students. This is observed when students have to work in teams or small groups to do their tasks. They demonstrate an inclination towards helping each other. Even when they have their own computers, they still try helping each other. Doing any work on technology involves certain subtasks as well. In such situations, students seek assistance from the nearest source, that is, the student sitting next to them. The students who have mastered certain skills in technology derive a sense of enjoyment and pride in helping others. In this way, they learn to work efficiently in teams. This camaraderie and team spirit, then, is a precursor to real-life situations in which team building and team spirit hold the key to success.
Summarize spoken text. You will hear a short lecture. Write a summary for a fellow student who is not present at the lecture. You should write 50 to 70 words. You will have 10 minutes to finish this task. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and on how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture.
When we consider cancer, we do think it's dreadful. It is considered dreadful because it is typically thought to be incurable. The good news is that now it is not a deadly because of the latest advances in both cure and prevention. Cancer as it was 3 to 4 decades ago was deadly. Now, many with cancers are surviving. This is because medical science has considerably increased the life expectancy of cancer patients, and now some cancers are completely curable. There are no scientifically proven preventive remedies for cancer, but by following some guidelines given by experts, one can truly reduce the risk of developing cancer. Now, in order to reduce your chances for developing cancer, it is recommended that you change certain behaviors and styles of living. The first thing you can do is to maintain a fit body by keeping track of your body weight. In the UK, the United States, and the West, almost 65% of the population is obese. Obesity is a risk factor for a number of different cancers. These include bowel, pancreatic, esophageal, breast, womb, kidney, and several others. If you can keep yourself at a healthy weight, you can reduce your risk to develop cancer astonishingly. By seeing your doctor for regular checkups, you can keep yourself on track in maintaining a healthy weight.